Yesterday's class, we were discussing about the canonical representation of a bandpass signal, where any bandpass signal could be represented in the form of the in-phase component multiplied with a cosine, and subtracted from that is the quadrature component multiplied with a sine. For example, the noise signal, which is represented as Ni of t cos 2 pi fct minus nq of t sin 2 pi fct. So we saw how this representation was done, and we started off with the complex envelope represented in terms of pre-envelope, and then we tried to rewrite pre-envelope in terms of complex envelope. We substituted for the complex envelope as well as for the e power j theta using the Euler's identity, and then we could simplify to this form. We could show that given bandpass signal S of t represents a bandpass signal. So given this bandpass signal S of t, it could be written as the in-phase component of S of t, Si of t cos 2 pi fct minus quadrature phase component Sq of t sin 2 pi fct. Okay, so sum of these two components, this is known as canonical representation. For any bandpass signal, we can write it in this form. Please remember, whenever a bandpass signal is given, we often use this canonical representation. We will also use the envelope and phase representation, also known as the polar form. Canonical representation is generally the rectangular form. The envelope and phase representation is called the polar form of representation, which we will write in today's class. So I hope you don't have any doubts with this. We had understood that. Then we also drew the phasor diagrams of the given signal, complex envelope of the given signal multiplied with e power j 2 pi fct to get the pre-envelope of the given signal. All this we drew the phasor diagrams, and we tried to then find what type of signals are Si and Sq. And in order to do that, just by trial and error, we could see that if we multiply this complex envelope equation, S envelope of t, which is equal to Si plus JSQ, if I multiply it with 2 cos 2 pi fct, I'll use the this one for the given signal. S of t is the given bandpass signal, and I'll write its canonical representation, Si cos 2 pi fct minus Sq sin 2 pi fct, and I'll multiply both sides with 2 cos 2 pi fct. When we did that, we saw if we use the expansion for trigonometric notations of cos square theta as 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 and sin theta cos theta as sin 2 theta by 2, we would get the final expression in this form. You would get your left hand side is left hand side is 2 S of t cos 2 pi fct. So we multiplied this right hand and left hand side with 2 cos 2 pi fct. So we would get 2 S of t cos 2 pi fct on the left hand side. On the right hand side, I got Si of t plus Si of t cos 4 pi fct minus Sq of t sin 4 pi fct. Right? We got this equation, and in this equation, the signal which we intend to analyze or retain is this Si. So you could clearly see Si is the basic low pass signal. So I can extract it using a low pass filter. It is not shifted to any part of the spectrum. But in the second term, the Si signal gets shifted to 2fc because it is multiplied with cos 4 pi fct. And in the third part of the signal, you see the quadrature component is also shifted to the point 2fc because it is multiplied with sine 4 pi fc, right? 4 pi fc means it is 2 pi into 2fc. So sine 2 pi into 2fc means 4 pi fc. This is how we'll say these 2 points are shifted to high frequencies. So they don't pass through a low pass filter. But if I use a simple low pass filter, the first part Si of t can be extracted, which is the in phase component of the required signal S of t. So the actual signal is S of t. Its in phase component is Si of t. Okay. Next is on similar lines, I asked you to analyze how to find SQ of t. To find SQ of t, we just need to multiply the given bandpass signal S of t with 2 sine 2 pi fct. So if we multiply it, I think we need to take minus, no? Yeah, when I multiply it with 2 sine 2 pi fct, I'm getting minus SQ. So if I multiply with minus 2 sine 2 pi fct, you see what happens to the first term. It becomes minus 2 into Si of t cos A sin A. Cos 2 pi fct sin 2 pi fct will be sin 4 pi fct by 2, right? And then the second term becomes minus 2 SQ. So this becomes plus 2 times SQ of t sin square 2 pi fct. I have the first term as negative. 2 and 2 cancels out here. So Si of t sin 4 pi fct. And in the second term, we have plus 2 SQ of t. Sin square theta can be written as what? 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. See, we know the trigonometric identity. Cos 2 theta can also be written as 1 minus 2 sin square theta. So I'm replacing this sine square theta as 1 minus of cos 2 theta divided by 2. That's how you get this. 2 cancels out. So finally you will get minus Si shifted to the frequency 2fc because it's getting multiplied with sine plus SQ into 1 and minus SQ. This is minus SQ of t into cos 4 pi fct. So what would you get after using low pass filter? Once I use a low pass filter, this component gets eliminated, this component, because both these are what? Have their spectra. Both these have their spectra at which frequency? 2fc. Both the signals here. This is 2 pi into 2fc into t. And remember, whenever I multiply anything with a cosine, it will result in what? This will result in the spectra SQ of f minus 2fc plus SQ of f plus 2fc. Yes or no? Remember, we did it in PCS many times. Whenever we multiply any signal with a cosine, in the frequency domain, it will result in 2 impulses or 2 shifted versions of the signal. One part of the signal will exist at positive frequency, another part at negative frequency. You will get this frequency from this representation, right? So this results in a signal which is shifted or which is present at frequency 2fc. Hence, it will not pass through the low pass filter. Similarly, even this signal will not pass through low pass filter. The only signal which will be present after low pass filter is SQ of t. Okay. So any doubts so far? Now, using the equations, for S of t, we can obtain implementation block diagram to generate Si and Sq. In the sense, you are given the bandpass signal S of t. From that, if you are supposed to generate the in-phase and quadrature phase components, how would you do it? Where is that expression for S of t? This is the canonical expression. What does S of t say in terms of Si and S2? Sq, we know that S of t is a bandpass signal. Please remember, S of t is a bandpass signal. It can be represented in canonical form as Si of t cos 2 pi fct minus Sq of t sin 2 pi fct. So can you tell me how will the implementation block diagram for this look like? First thing, I should what? This will give me the expression to find S of t from Si and Sq. If I want to find, okay, let's write this only first. Block diagram to generate Si and Sq, I can write by this equation. How will I generate Si and Sq? We have this equation. Si can be generated by multiplying S of t with 2 cos 2 pi fct, and Sq can be generated by multiplying S of t with minus 2 sin 2 pi fct. So you just write here Si of t can be obtained by multiplying S of t with 2 cos 2 pi fct and then using a low pass filter. Similarly, Sq of t can be obtained what? By multiplying S of t with, what did we use? Minus 2 sin 2 pi fct and then a low pass filter. Can you write this implementation? Write this implementation first. So what is given to us? We are given S of t now. I am supposed to generate Si and Sq. So first thing what I should do, I should multiply what? S of t with 2 cos 2 pi fct. So I will use an oscillator here. Let's use a local oscillator. 2 cos 2 pi fct, and then from this I can use a Hilbert transformer or a simple pi by 2 phase shifter. So just use a pi by 2 phase shifter. What is the second multiplication signal needed? At this point you will get minus 2 sin 2 pi fct. Remember 2 cos 2 pi fct, when I pass through a Hilbert transformer, I'll be getting a minus sin 2 pi fct for cos. So since the scaling factor is 2, that is retained. Now this also is multiplied with S of t. See here, S of t is supplied to both these. S of t gets multiplied with 2 cos 2 pi fct in the first step. That's what we did here. We did S of t multiplied with here what? 2 cos 2 pi fct. This equation, we multiplied S of t with 2 cos 2 pi fct and we got all these terms after multiplication. But if I use a low pass filter, I'll be taking out only the in phase component Si of t. So what I'll do, I'll send this through a low pass filter. I'm going to get only the, only the in phase component Si of t. Okay. Similarly, after this, if I use the low pass filter, here I will have many product terms. But if you use a low pass filter here, you'll be filtering out only the quadrature phase component SQ of t. So hope it is clear how we are implementing the block diagram or the hardware needed to isolate the in phase component and quadrature phase component from the given band pass signal. So this is a given band pass signal. From that, I can separate out the in phase and quadrature phase components by using a simple circuit as shown in this block diagram. Similarly, if I am given Si and S2, similarly given Si and SQ, implement block diagram to find S of t. Now I'll use this canonical representation. We know that S of t can be written as what? Si of t cos 2 pi fct minus sq of t sin 2 pi fct. Is this clear? How would you write this equation in the form of a block diagram? Draw the block diagram for this. Now you are given what? Si, and what should you multiply Si with? Si should be multiplied with cosine. So just like before, I should have a oscillator which will generate cos 2 pi fct, and I should have a what? What's the second signal needed? Sine is needed. So I should have a pi by 2 phase shifter. Okay. So what would I get here? Here you will be getting sine sine 2 pi fct, which will again be multiplied with what? SQ of t. I'll multiply sine 2 pi fct with SQ of t and cos 2 pi fct with Si of t. And what should I do in the end? To get S of t, what should I add? You need an adder here. This signal is positive. Si into cos 2 pi fct comes with a plus sign. Sq into sin 2 pi fct should come with a minus sign. So the final output would be S of t. Is this clear? Any doubts with this? We are simply implementing this equation to generate S of t. No doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, one small thing. See here, I had written 2 cos 2 pi fct becomes minus 2 sin 2 pi fct here. Then what will happen to cos 2 pi fct? It should become minus. Or in other words, if I don't want this to become minus and if I want to use the minus here, I have to use a minus pi by 2 phase shifter block here. So please remember, you can shift the phase either by plus pi by 2 or minus pi by 2. If you use a minus pi by 2 phase shifter, cosine will become plus sine. Otherwise, it will be minus of sine. And you can implement that negation here when you use the final adder. Okay. So please take care of these small things. They are very small, usually goes unnoticed, but remember to keep it in mind. Okay, with all these things, next let's move on to polar representation. Polar representation of bandpass signals. So the next topic is, we are trying to represent bandpass signals in many different formats. So the next thing is polar representation of bandpass signals. For this, let's start off with, say, consider the complex envelope of a signal which can be represented as what? We know it could be represented as in phase component plus j times the quadrature component. Or if I want to write it in polar form, amplitude and phase form, how would I write it? How would you write it in polar form? What is the amplitude of this signal? A square plus B square. Si square plus Sq square. Yes or no? If I have a signal in the form A plus JB, the amplitude would be root of A square plus B square, which is root of Si square plus Sq square. And the phase part, I can write it as e to the power of j phi t, where instead of writing the whole phase, what would be the phase angle for this signal? As usual, tan inverse of what? Quadrature component, imaginary component by the real component. See, remember, whenever we write any signal in the form of A plus JB, its phase angle is given as tan inverse of imaginary component, tan inverse B by A, tan inverse SQ by ST, and I can write it in this format. Okay. So, in polar form, S still of T, the complex envelope, can be written like this. If I go one step further, I'll call this as A of T, the amplitude, this as the phase. Therefore, S still of T can be represented in amplitude and phase format like this, where what is A of T? The amplitude is root of Si square plus Sq square. Okay. So it is root of Si square plus Sq square. This gives you the amplitude and phase format one step. Now, if I want to expand and find what is the value of SI and SQ, say, I didn't give an equation number here. We know that what S till of t complex envelope can also be written as SI plus JSQ, and S till of t can be written as A of t e to the power of j phi t. What if I expand e power j phi t in canonical form? What is e power j theta? Anybody? How do you write it? What is the Euler's expansion for this? E power j theta will give you cos of theta minus, plus j sin theta. In this case, we have used phi. See, the expansion for e power j theta is in the form cos theta plus j sin theta. Right. So what would I get here? I'll get this S till of t as A of t cos phi of t plus j times A of t sin phi of t. All these what we are doing are simple mathematical manipulations. Okay. What can we do next? Compare the topmost equation. Comparing, I'll call this equation C or something. Comparing equation C with 3. Can I write the expression for SI and SQ? What would be the expression? Compare both. SI will be equal to amplitude cos phi and SQ would be equal to, you see in the first equation. See, we are comparing this equation, topmost equation, with this equation. Okay. So you can clearly see SI will be represented as A of t cos phi and SQ can be represented as A of t sin phi of t. Okay. So let me call this equation 4. Or in other words, we can say both the in-phase and quadrature phase component of the given signal will contain the natural envelope, and this is called the natural envelope and the phase of the given bandpass signal. So the given bandpass signal has an envelope A of t and it has a phase phi of t. So this in-phase and quadrature phase component will also have the amplitude and phase of the given bandpass signal. So let's try to get the representation for the bandpass signal now. We have written only the complex envelope S till of t, whereas we haven't written an expression for S of t. Okay. You say, therefore, an expression for the bandpass signal S of t can be obtained as follows. So first thing is, I should try to get write the expression for S of t in terms of the complex envelope. Do you remember that expression? How can I link S of t with S till of t? Anybody? Or at least tell me what is the link between S of t and the pre-envelope S plus of t. What is S of t in S plus of t? Yes, we use this so often. S of t is nothing but real part of S plus of t, where S plus of t is the pre-envelope. And can I write this pre-envelope in terms of complex envelope into e to the power of j2 pi fct? We wrote all this yesterday. See here, we have written pre-envelope as complex envelope into e power j2 pi fct, whereas complex envelope will be pre-envelope into e power minus j2 pi fct. So we are using this second representation. S plus of t is S envelope of t into e power j2 pi fct. And we also showed, see in the previous class also I've written, the pre-envelope is having the given bandpass signal S of t as its real part and the Hilbert transform of the signal S envelope of t as its imaginary part. So if I want to write an expression for S of t, I can simply consider S of t is real part of S plus of t, and this S plus of t is linked to complex envelope as complex envelope of S of t into e power j2 pi fct. So I'm trying to write an expression for the bandpass signal in the polar form. So I'm writing the expression for S of t like this. Real part of S envelope of t into e power j2 pi fct. That's what we have written. Okay. Now we have the expression, we have already written the expression for what? The complex envelope in the amplitude and phase form. What is it? The complex envelope has already been considered in the amplitude and phase form. I will use that representation. So I'll replace this S envelope of t with a of t e to the power of j phi t. We know a of t is root of si square plus sq square and phi of t is tan inverse sq by si. Remember that. So I am replacing S of t with the polar form of S envelope of t, a into e power j phi t, this into e power j2 pi fct. So what will I get? I'll get a of t into e to the power of j what? 2 pi fct plus phi of t. I'm combining all the powers. So j is taken as the common factor, phi of t plus 2j pi fct, sorry 2 pi fct we have. What can I write S of t? Here I should include real. It's the real part of this. Yes or no? S of t represents real part of S plus of t and S plus of t is written as complex envelope of S of t into e power j2 pi fct. So don't forget to include real. Can you tell me what would be the real part of this equation? What would be the full form of e power j theta? I have e to the power of j times some.
2 pi fct plus phi of t.
Exactly. So the real part of this will just be cos 2 pi fct plus phi of t. Therefore, the polar representation of bandpass signal can be obtained like this. Okay. So in this, we did many things or two things, let me say. First, we wrote the complex envelope of the signal and we wrote its polar representation. We represented the complex envelope in the amplitude and phase form, which is called the polar representation, where amplitude is root si square plus sq square and phase is tan inverse sq by si. Then We also represented this complex envelope by expanding this e power j phi of t function as cos phi plus j sin phi. And why we did this expression? So that we'll get separate expression in amplitude and phase form for in-phase component Si and quadrature component Sq. We know the complex envelope is sum of in-phase component and quadrature, where in-phase is real and quadrature is the imaginary term. So if I just compare this equation with this equation, we could easily write the in-phase component as the amplitude and cosine times the angle phi, and quadrature phase component is amplitude and sine times the angle phi. So what we mean to show here is both in-phase and quadrature phase components will retain the same amplitude similar to the natural signal, bandpass signal, and also the phase. Finally, we tried to write an expression for the bandpass signal in terms of amplitude and phase, and we got the expression as S of t is A of t, the amplitude, cos 2 pi fct plus phi. Don't forget what is A of t and what is phi of t. Is this clear? All what we are doing is something which you know already. You know rectangular form, you know all this, what? Amplitude and phase form, the polar form, all this is known to you beforehand. We are just recalling that and trying to represent the bandpass signal in all the various forms. Is this clear? If this is okay with you, please message on the chat. I'll move on to the next topic, which is complex, let me say, low pass representation of bandpass systems or bandpass signals. So moving on to the complex low pass representation of bandpass signals. Let's start off. Let's say consider. Okay, after so much, I got 10 messages. Fine. So 10 people are there in the class. Consider a bandpass system. We are trying to convert bandpass to low pass. Okay. So let's try to give the low pass equivalent representation of a bandpass signal. Converting from bandpass to low pass, how we do, we are seeing. So consider a bandpass system having, as usual, impulse response h of t, having impulse response h of t. We had, okay. So let's consider having a bandpass system with impulse response h of t. We know that what h of t and h of f will be Fourier transform pairs. Please remember, any given signal can have its Fourier transform pair represented like this, right? And let me try to show you how this bandpass signal looks, how this h of f will look. So let's see how, if I try to write first s of f, the given signal, s, x, anything you can consider. The given signal will, bandpass signal will look like this. This will be from Fc minus W to Fc plus W, and same thing I'll have on the negative side. So this is the spectrum of the given input signal. This is the input signal to the system, and it is a bandpass signal because it exists in the vicinity of a high carrier frequency FC, and its bandwidth will be very small when compared to FC. Remember, usually it is narrow banded. We call it narrow banded because what is the bandwidth of this signal? The bandwidth of this signal is twice W. So it will be approximately equal to FC can be told to be approximately much greater than 2W. Now let me represent the transfer function of the filter H of F. So if I have to filter this signal out, I should have this filter to have at least the bandwidth of 2W or more than that. This filter H of F should also be centered at FC, right? The H of F filter here, we call this as a filter, Hilbert transformer or a filter. It should have its center frequency and of FC and its bandwidth. If I call this as FC plus B and FC minus B, I should, what is the bandwidth here? 2B. This 2B should be at least equal to 2W or greater than that, right? The bandwidth of the filter should be approximately slightly greater than or equal to 2W. I'll say slightly because if there are any other components on this side or this side, it shouldn't filter that. Let me say it should be approximately equal to the given signal bandwidth, which is 2W. So this is the transfer function of a band pass filter. This H of F acts like a band pass filter and its transfer function is as shown. I hope this will give you some clarity to what the signal is and what is its spectrum, frequency spectrum, and what the filter, Hilbert transformer filter is and how its spectrum looks like. We have shown ideal band pass filter. A practical band pass filter may not look so good. A practical band pass filter will be something like this. This is a practical filter, whereas an ideal filter is what we have shown. Okay. So now let us start considering what is H of t, and let's try to get the expression, correct expression for this H of t. Okay. So let me consider, let H of t. Now is H of t a band pass signal? Yes or no? I've shown you it should be a band pass filter. H of F is a band pass filter, means naturally H of t is a band pass signal. What is the canonical representation of a band pass signal? How do I write the mathematical canonical representation of a band pass signal? Just now we have written so many times. In phase component into cos 2 pi fct minus quadrature phase component of the signal into sine 2 pi fct. Please understand this. Given any signal which is band pass in nature, it can be written in canonical form as hi cos 2 pi fct minus hq sine 2 pi fct, where hi of t represents the in-phase component of the filter h of t or the band pass signal in-phase component, and hq of t represents the quadrature phase component. So any band pass signal can be represented in canonical form like this, and we can also write, let me say, we can also write the complex envelope. Remember, I told you the complex envelope usually represents the low pass signal, and The pre-envelope represents the band pass. Anyway, since I want to get low pass representation of the band pass, I am trying to use the complex envelope. Okay, you should think why we are using this. We can write the complex envelope of h of t as, what is this? Let me say h till of t. Complex envelope is represented as h till of t, which can be written as in phase component as the real part and j times quadrature phase component as the imaginary part. So any given signal can have its, if it is a band pass signal, it could be represented in canonical form as hi cos theta minus hq sin theta, where theta is 2 pi fct. And if I want the low pass representation of this signal, then I can write it in terms of its complex envelope as sum of in phase and quadrature phase component. Okay. Now, the given signal, what was the given signal we considered as S of t, I think, right? S or X. Okay, S only I have written. The given band pass signal, the given band pass signal is S of t and can be expressed in terms of, complex envelope as follows. Can somebody tell me how will I write S of t in terms of its complex envelope? Okay, in terms of pre-envelope, we are doing the same thing again and again and none of you are telling. Please be open. Please answer. That will improve your concentration also. If you sit silently without doing anything, you lose track of what I'm speaking. Writing down and answering will improve your concentration in listening. The given bandpass signal will be real part of its pre-envelope, and the pre-envelope can be written in terms of complex envelope as S till of t into e power j 2 pi fct. Yes or no? We have written this multiple times now already. So, given bandpass signal is written in terms of complex envelope like this. Similarly, since you say h of t also represents a bandpass signal, I can write h of t also in this form. Real part of h plus of t, where h plus of t is the pre-envelope, or real part of complex envelope h till of t into e to the power of j 2 pi fct. Okay, the same format I'm following for the signal h of t also, because this is also a band pass signal. We have shown h of f is a band pass filter, means h of t is a band pass signal. So what is the equation number? This is equation 3, equation 4. Now I have to try and analyze this signal correctly. I have to get an expression for h of t properly. You say to analyze, let's consider a signal A as A plus JB. Then we are trying to recall some mathematical formulae, especially the complex conjugate. How the complex conjugate will be helpful in analyzing this equation. we know if a signal is complex in nature, it has real and imaginary parts. Then if I add the signal to its conjugate, what is the conjugate of this signal? What is the conjugate of the signal A plus JB? I hope you should be knowing complex conjugates. You have used it so many times. So the conjugate of the signal A plus JB is A minus JB. And if I add a signal to its conjugate, which part will be retained? Only the real part of the signal is retained. Or I can say twice the real part. Right? Real part of the signal is retained. 2 times A represents the real part of the given signal, capital A. Therefore, if I want to find the real part of signal, what should I do? I should add the given signal with its complex conjugate and divide it with 2. If I just add the signal with its complex conjugate, I'm going to get twice the real part of A. If you just want once the real part of A, add a given signal with its complex conjugate and divide by 2, you're just going to get the real part of A. So here we can consider A as the given signal H envelope of T into e power j2 pi fct. Can you find what is the complex conjugate and can you find what is the real part? See, what will be the real part of this signal? I want to find the real part. The real part of this signal is h of t. I know. Because h plus of t is h of t plus j times h cap of t. So whenever I say the real part of h plus of t, it will be h of t. And h plus of t is written in complex envelope form like this. So the real part of this signal, the real part is h of t, which is, I have to find this value, a plus a conjugate. A is h envelope of t e to the power of j2 pi fct, correct? And what is the conjugate of this? I can write the conjugate function of h envelope of t as h conjugate h star of h envelope of t. And what's the conjugate of e power plus j2 pi fct? It will be e power minus j2 pi fct divide by 2. Try to simplify this and try to find, I take this 2 on the other side. I want you to simplify this or write the equation. I can't simplify this any further now. Just write this, and for simplification of this, we need to go to the frequency domain. Let's do that in tomorrow's class.